This video is rated G for gas.
Today, we travel far and wide to a land of mystery, to a land of beauty, to Scotland, the birthplace of the Instruo seashell, which you're hearing right now. It's a new semi-modular analog synthesizer that mixes the beauty of modular with the comfort of software. I spent the last couple of weeks studying it, and in this video, I want to share my initial impressions. Please know that Instruo sent me Seashell, but they are not paying me for this video. All my opinions are my own, and they don't get to see it before you do. If you already subscribed, huge welcome back. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome to the Midlife Synthesist. Let's get started. The first thing that caught my attention when I got the Seashell was the packaging. The box looks more like I'd bought a boutique perfume or a handmade belt instead of a synth. Inside, there are signatures that I assume is the Instruo team in charge of developing the Seashell, which is also appreciated because it tells me that there's passionate human beings behind this, not some corporate mega machine or, God forbid, AI synths. Inside the box, the Seashell comes with braided color matching cables, including a USB-C cable, an audio and MIDI breakout cable, and a couple of CV patch cables, which all feel very premium and look great. Physically, the Seashell is very solidly built. The knobs and the wavefolder fader all feel very sturdy. The wavefolder fader also has a built-in LED that lights up when you slide it towards the right, which is a small touch, but a very nice one, which actually gives you a bit of visual feedback. I did notice that on my unit, a couple of knobs did feel a bit too tight, but hopefully they'll start loosening up as I start using it in the future. The Seashell comes equipped with two analog oscillators. A minus 12 dB per octave 2-pole resonant low-pass filter, a wavefolder, some onboard FM capabilities, and oscillator 2 can be set as an LFO, which comes in handy considering that you can patch oscillator 2's output waves into different patch points on the unit for some creative sound design. But that's not what makes the Seashell stand out amongst other semi-modulars. It's the full software integration and expanded sound design capability within the standalone VST. This means you have a semi-modular that can save and recall unlimited patches. Now don't get me wrong, I love standalone semi-modulars as much as the next guy, but deep down, it's always a bummer when you can't save a really cool patch that you made or quickly recall it later. Here, that's a non-issue. And what's more, it makes the entire workflow easier to understand since you have some visual representation of what's going on in real time. Now, the VST is not a mirror of the Seashell, as is the case with Arturia's MiniFreak V, for example. And Instruo made some very interesting choices here with the design, since not all parameters in the software, like an extra LFO and a mod matrix, are available on the hardware. And in turn, a few parameters like the filter resonance and patch points, for example, are only available on the hardware and absent in the VST. I haven't had the Seashell long enough to tell you confidently if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'll be sure to mention that experience in my long-term video a few months from now. So far though, what makes this relationship between the software and the hardware so interesting is that the mutual absence of certain parameters makes you use both hardware and software in synergy. The hardware acting more as a performance and macro controller, and the software presents you with more options if you want to squeeze out every single drop of sound design you can get out of this little unit. Like, for example, on the hardware, you can set the volt per octave to only affect oscillator 1 and leave oscillator 2 fixed. But on the software, you can set a transposition scale, so when you start turning the coarse knob, the oscillator travels in a predetermined set of notes. That's actually how I achieved my little ode to Braveheart in the intro. In terms of the raw sound of the Seashell, it can go extremely high and it can go surprisingly low. But at least in my exploration so far, the Seashell's voice is always apparent that it is indeed the Seashell. has a sort of slight metallic sheen, raspiness on its voice that I really like, and you can get it to soften up a bit by using the filter and toning down the wave folder. But I'm not sure if it was really designed to be buttery smooth, if that makes sense. Now, beyond the Seashell's softer side, the real fun begins when you start messing with its more aggressive nature. You have an FM input that's already pre-patched, or you can patch in an external source, and honestly, it can make the Seashell growl with the best of them. The low-pass filter takes some getting used to, but if you dial it in just right, it can sound absolutely beautiful, just like this. One of my favorite parameters so far on the Seashell is the diffuse knob, which, as I understand it, it plays with a level of granularity, making it sound like it was kind of lush, reverby kind of effect. That same knob can act as a macro controller for the mod matrix and the extended mode in the software, and you can set up the matrix pretty comprehensively. In that regard, that you can absolutely do your sound design just on the hardware, I found myself using it more and more with the software attached, just so I can keep saving the patches I come up with. It makes the time you spend with the Seashell seem much more well spent, since at the end of the day, you usually have a folder full of patches to show for it. One problem I ran into when I was running the VST in Ableton though, was that the software would get extremely glitchy, like my hardware was battling the software for control. I asked Instruo about this, and it's a known issue that is easily resolved if you just disable the Seashell as a MIDI device on your DAW. That clears the glitching right up and everything works fine after. I just thought I'd mention it in case anyone else runs into this issue. The Seashell is a very interesting take on what a semi-modular can do and what it can offer both a sound designer and a live player. With its software integration, Instruo have left it room to grow and expand as a platform, and I really look forward to seeing how it develops as a concept. I'll be making a long-term review of the Seashell in a couple of months after I've really had a chance to use it on a day-to-day basis and know its ins and outs fully well, and I really look forward to seeing you there as well. If you're still here and you enjoyed this video, please remember that you can always support my channel with something as simple as just clicking the like button, using my affiliate links to buy some of your gear, or leaving me a comment, even if it's just to say hi. If you'd like access to my original music, my multi-sampled instruments, and the most awesome Discord community on the face of this earth, head over to Patreon. Everyone is welcome there. If you enjoy semi-modular synths and you want to know 5 reasons why you should love the O-Coast, you might want to check out this video right here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Instruo for making this happen. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.